Minimizing our material goods allows us to address multiple problems, from reducing stress to saving money to being more environmentally responsible. Let's consider the gravity of some of these problems. Storage unit space has increased, with 1 in 11 Americans currently paying for a storage unit. In other words, paying rent for stuff. New home size has increased 63% between 1973 and 2015, even though average family size decreased by 10% during the same time period, effectively creating square footage for stuff. Meanwhile, with the items we don't keep, we send them to the landfills, but only 10 to 15 years of landfill capacity will remain by 2021. The emotional warning signs of possession overload are also clear. We feel overloaded because of so many things, the items we choose to accumulate, and what I call the darker side of gift giving and passing down of family treasures. The good news is there is a way out of possession overload while developing a healthy way to relate to others and our own values. I wish it was as easy as bringing a couple bags of clothes to the donation center. That's a start, but not a solution. We must shift our mindsets and take meaningful action. I will show you how to undo possession overload so that you can become more honest and kind towards yourself, others, and the environment. Let's first consider and take a closer look at the acts of gift giving and gift receiving. Okay, imagine unwrapping a gift your friend just handed to you, and your friend exclaims, "When I saw this, I knew it was perfect for you," but it wasn't at all. Now it sits in your home because you said, "Yeah, it's perfect," but that was a lie. It was a lie with the intention of being nice. You either really like your friend, or rejecting the gift would have been entirely against social norms and therefore too uncomfortable to consider. How about another scenario where you enjoyed spending time finding the perfect gift for someone else? You relished the look of joy on their face, only maybe their reaction was a veiled response as well. Sometimes our intentions and outcomes are vastly different. But there's emotional attachment not just to our possessions, but the acts of giving and receiving themselves. Items offered from someone's personal collection or cache of heirlooms may receive the same performance. And you may accept these items out of guilt, politeness, or a desire to acquire something for free. But free is never free, not even with the items we really do want. All possessions come with a responsibility and a commitment that we don't actively sign off on. Possessions must be maintained, dusted, repaired, reevaluated, moved. You may consider giving them away or throwing them out, then decide not to and stress about it. When you give something to someone, you're giving them a small job to do, especially if they don't want it. Now, these behaviors are all reinforced and promoted through the infrastructure of our society. There are stores actually called gift shops, the only purpose of which is to buy a gift. There are holidays created or embellished by our cultures. You may have positive memories associated with them and they've become traditions. But traditions are choices. I recall telling my family that I didn't want to participate in our Hanukkah gift exchange anymore. Now, this was a significant family tradition of which I honestly only had the best memories. It's that I couldn't help this growing discomfort I had in this tradition being disconnected with my values. It wasn't an easy sell. I started by attending our family celebration and just asking that no one buy me anything. This way, I could spend time with my family, and we can all respect each other's personal choices. So if I can do it, so can you. In fact, my siblings started to see the benefits in spending time instead of exchanging gifts, and began adopting my approach as well. It's okay to acknowledge the sadness in traditions dying out, or when heirlooms no longer have a home, while also appreciating the trade-off. No more possession overload, less guilt, less emotional attachment. By assigning less importance to our stuff, even though some of it is really tough to release, overall, the trade-off is vastly in your favor. At this point, I'd like to check in with your reaction to this potentially challenging perspective. You may be thinking, okay, maybe she's right, but I love the family tradition of opening gifts at our family gathering or picking out souvenirs for my friends when I'm traveling. I can't give up the good feelings I get. I love buying gifts and seeing the look of joy on their faces. Conversely, you may worry that loved ones will become disgruntled because you won't let them buy you or your children gifts. In this case, it would be clear that their purpose in gift giving is about them and not about you. Taking a stand can be tough, but this is not about standing on a soapbox. It's about kindly spreading the message of sustainability and simple living through your own actions, and realizing that social mores are not what matter most. It's not a gift or a favor if you don't want it, and you don't have to take it. Even gift-giving alternatives like white elephant exchanges, or handmade items, or gift certificates for stores can be burdens too. Trust me, I've donated many bags of hand-knitted scarves given to clients, or had to figure out what to do with their unused gift cards that they forgot about or didn't need. A game like white elephant exchange is kind of an unnecessary compromise because gifts are still being given, likely unneeded by the recipients. Not all compromises are worthwhile. Allow me to offer an alternative way of thinking. There is a huge chasm of difference between generosity and gift giving. Generosity is the bright side that counteracts the darker side of traditional gift giving. Consider what would be most meaningful and helpful in your loved ones' lives at the given moment. Babysitting, a heartfelt note, flowers, experiences like trips, dates, swimming lessons, getting an item repaired for them, financial contributions to college loans or other types of trips. That look of joy on the recipient's face that you want will be just as fulfilling, if not more, than when handing them a wrapped item. Let go of the restrictions imposed by made-up holidays or weddings, birthdays, souvenirs, housewarmings. Generosity allows for creativity, a true show of affection, and timeliness. So how do you implement this new perspective? The first step is to change your own mind. The key values of this mindset shift are to rethink the external consequences of your actions on others and the environment, and rethink your internal experience, specifically your time, stress, energy, discomfort, guilt. Then consider a plan for how you want to include gift giving, or not. Maybe no longer have birthday gift exchanges, or allow for one holiday where gift giving is okay and do away with the rest. Maybe only accept family heirlooms if you know you will definitely use them. While I prefer sweeping just say no policy to be simplest and most effective, act incrementally if that's what works best for you. Step 2 is to unload all the possessions you received on the dark side. Remove every item gifted or given to you that you don't want. You have permission. If you decide to keep some family heirlooms, great. If not, consider taking photos or having a chat with family members. With the items you decide to keep, use them in some way instead of hiding them in storage. Step 3 is to create a script that you will use with friends and family. Confrontation is tough, but being prepared and clear about what you're going to say makes it easier. During a move, a recent client saw how much time it was taking to go through all the gifts she'd been given but never used. So she wrote an email to friends and family asking them not to get her housewarming gifts. She received only positive responses. Oops. Too far. This is a note that one of my sweet nieces gave to me before I moved away about a year ago. I keep it in my wallet, and every time I take it out, it makes me smile or damn near cry. It only takes a few moments of meaning like this to shed the weight of our possessions. It's the relationships we have with loved ones living our past that mean the most. Possession overload can become possession empowerment when we overcome social constraints and recognize the emotional attachment that we have to gift giving and family heirlooms. Focus on what is most meaningful to you and forget about the rest. With this honest mental shift, take back control of your life and celebrate the love that can be scratched on a tiny slip of paper. Thank you.